All right. Been making this one too long, so I'm going to actually make this one really quick. Lancaster. Cop shoots a dude who charges at him with a knife. Body cam footage. Should be open shut case. Well, media plus BLM social media, they go nuts. They spread rumors about it being an autistic guy who was unarmed and was executed by Lancaster police, yada, yada, yada. Okay, who shows up in Lancaster? Lancaster, PA is actually not that far from where I am. It's rural. It's Trump country. Lancaster city, town's actually somewhat sizable itself. But the entire area is basically rural farms. That's where you get the giant Trump cutout and like all those pictures of that like red, white, and blue house. That's Lancaster, PA. That's it's deep in the red territory, as they say. Well, people show up and they want to riot and they meander around lost because they're not from the area. They don't look like people from the area, that's for sure. Just the way they dressed and the way they were just meandering. And then on top of everything, they were calling the place Lancaster. Which, if you're from anywhere outside, within 150 miles of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, you call it Lancaster. You don't call it Lancaster. Is it technically Lancaster? Yes, it is, because it's named after Lancaster, England. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because the Amish were there or the Dutch were there or what the deal was, we all call it Lancaster. So the first big tell that these people who were organizing and there to go riot and loot and destroy and attack the police station were not from the area was because they were calling it Lancaster. Definitely not from the area if you're calling it Lancaster. So cops were outnumbered. State police should have been called in. They weren't. Cops were very smart. They did limit a good amount of looting. They drew the attention back to the police station and allowed them to essentially siege the police station with bricks and stuff. And then the cops fought their battle there most of the night. Because the police, there were not enough of them to round up what was going on. And it wasn't even that sizable of a mob compared to things we've seen elsewhere. But it was still sizable. Thing of note, Antifa did not show up, and at least not in any large force with any plan. No Antifa vehicles, no logistics, no calls on social media, outside of basically within BLM and condemnation. And also, if you notice, no fires were started. Antifa is very good about basically taking an already stretched thin local police force, particularly when there's a governor who won't be reacting, and then lighting fires all over the place to basically cause enough problems to spread that force out even more. Also hand out weapons, also do all kinds of crazy stuff, right? They didn't show up. And I think they largely didn't show up is because the feds nabbed a lot of them on the East Coast wise who were in Rochester last week. So DHS is doing their job, and basically Lancaster can be happy that half their city didn't burn down because DHS did their job. Who they should be pissed off at is Tom Wolf, who did not call in the state police when the local police needed backup. He should have called them in immediately. State police, there's like 8 barracks within like 25 minutes of Lancaster. All those rural towns and stuff, like a lot of them don't even have their own local police departments. Like they rely on the state police because they're just not that populated. So state troopers were everywhere, but they didn't call them in. And that is 100% on the governor. And I'm speculating by 100% believe because that's, MAGA country, and those people aren't fans of the governor. And he's probably just like, yeah, whatever. I'll let the horde burn your house down. How does that feel? BLM people, they were definitely lucky they didn't meander out into the rural areas with like the houses and stuff, because those people would have probably started shooting immediately, and that wouldn't have ended well for really anybody. Do I suspect this stuff will continue tonight? No, I don't. It's probably over. They've also lost the narrative because the body cam footage came out, and there's no, even if you're one of those like righteous, self-righteous people who just thinks that like looting, destroying, and hurting people is okay in response to police abuse. You see the video and it's just like that's not even what occurred. Like a dude with a knife charged a cop and then the cop shot him. It's not, that could have been anybody. It doesn't matter. So whatever, we will see how things evolve as we move forward. But however, Antifa didn't show up. That's a good sign. It means they're more stretched for resources than they were last month.